Hello, this is Andrew Ward. This is my submission for the 5200 Web Development 1 final project website. As you saw in my submission last week, this is a very simple kind of reference and informational site for the Toyota Land Cruiser series of vehicles. I am quite fond of the Land Cruiser. I have one myself. I hope to own one or several more in the future, permitting. Uh, so we'll get started. This was pretty enjoyable for me to make. I did enjoy making it. The sourcing the images and kind of the overall design, I do enjoy that. This red text here, I was able to source from Toyota marketing material. This is actually the official Toyota hex color for red, as is this gray. This is the official Toyota gray color here. So it's pretty interesting that they publish all that and it's readily available. I did see the font as well. You have to register to download the font. I didn't bother with doing that, but doing that, sourcing the images, kind of thinking about the way that I wanted it to go, even though it is extremely simplistic, it was enjoyable to make. So this is the landing page here, the index.php file. As you can see, just a very simple um, intro to the page here. This site covers 3 generations of Land Cruiser, which are pictured here in chronological order. There is a lot more, but due to time and complexity, I just focused on the 3 generations pictured here. Each page of this has this banner and then footer. I believe it's header.html and then footer.html, which I think turned out pretty well. I do like the horizontal centered navigation bar. Of course, we got the Land Cruiser logo there at the top. So, like I said, very simple. I am kind of when it comes to sites, I do prefer simplicity rather than busyness and noisiness. If this was, if I had my preference, it would be even simpler than this. But I did want to, show that I did, use what I was taught in the class. So, if we go to we'll start kind of on the other side over here. We'll start with links. This is just some informational links, various Land Cruiser resources. These open in a new tab. Whenever you browse through them, you can see the Land Cruiser Association, Toyota Land Cruiser Association, Toyota's corporate homepage, just various links here, and a couple of YouTube videos that I have found interesting, a history of the Land Cruiser, a tour of the assembly factory. Um, so just some basic external information here. This is just an unordered list and then some embedded videos from YouTube here. This subscribe button, I think on my submission last week, I said that this was going to be a contact page. I actually ended up changing this to like a newsletter subscription. This is kind of similar to the dating site that we had did previously where you would submit your information into it. It's similar in nature. And what this does when you sign up, it takes all this information and then saves it into a text file in comma separated values. So email address, comma, first name, comma, etc., etc. Now, speaking on that, because we're about to get into the vehicle information as well, of course, in the real world, you wouldn't most likely use just raw text files like that on the back end. You would use some type of database. Number one, I have done some work with PHP and SQL and databases, both at Auburn and in the real world as well. Um, we don't really have a good way of submitting that. I guess I'll see in the next class in part two, how we could tie our public web space into having a database back in. So I just stuck with what we had used in the past in the class, was just a raw text file. And again, this is just a demo site. It doesn't have to go anywhere in the real world. So that is link and subscribe there. And so if we go under vehicle information, these are the 3 generations of Land Cruiser that I covered: J80, J100, and J200. If you go to these links here, like for J80, basically this information is being populated from a text file very, very similarly to the way that we did the movies. And so this title, this image, this table with various specifications in it, and these links to these maintenance procedures are all populated from a text file. And so if we go back to vehicle information, you can see there is the get parameter that is being put in there, and all that information, like I said, is being populated from there. So we'll look at J200 as well. Nice little image there. Some information. They got quite a bit heavier in these generations. Now there's a large span of time here, but compared to the J100, I noticed, or excuse me, to the J80, the J200 is a chunky boy. And if we go to the garage, basically what this does, this is pertaining to the last section on cookies. You get a drop down here, and you can add a vehicle, and then it will add it into your little garage down here. And then from here, you can go directly to the J80 page or what have you, and it remembers. You can see, I came into this in a private tab, so you could see I didn't have anything in there. There were no cookies saved originally. I didn't have anything in the garage. And you can add each vehicle in, and you can also go back and remove it as well. I did have to source this code online. I found some code that was doing something similar, and I kind of modified it for my use case. It wasn't too bad. It took me a little bit of time, but that was the work with the cookies. So overall, I obviously a very simple website. I enjoyed making it. Had some real life stuff going on this week, so it might have been a little bit simpler than what I had originally intended. My hot water heater actually started leaking all over my laundry room, and it was a whole debacle. But anyway, um, yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate the responsiveness whenever I asked a question, and I enjoyed the class, and I look forward to seeing you in part two. We'll talk to you later.